I don't even think you really know what a bad day is. But you're gonna find out.
Good game, bad game, good game, bad game.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
It's enough to drive you crazy. I mean, there's reasons why this is happening, but gosh, you think that they could pull it together and dig deep, provide some sort of level of consistency from one game to another. We're going to recap this game. Montreal played the Philadelphia Flyers in Montreal tonight. Despite allowing some stupid goals, were they able to dig deep and win it? Let's talk about it. This was a pretty frustrating one. There was a lot of news today that kind of front-loaded this game. Interesting news and stuff that was unexpected. Concerning news. I definitely hope that Mike Matheson took part of his day today to go on social media and see how much his absence tonight panicked the fans and became a talking point for insiders and creators like myself. But I think there's a couple of silver linings today, and one of them is we're exactly 20 subscribers away from 20,000 YouTube subscribers on this very channel. That's incredible. I'll likely wake up tomorrow to 20,000 subscribers, even though this wasn't much of a game. But I'd like to invite you, if you're new to the channel or not subscribed for whatever reason, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as part of this community. Everyone else, hit that like button, helps me out, get this video out to more people, I think. Something like that anyway. But we're going to have fun. We're going to recap this video. There's some silver linings, like I said, and there's some fun stuff that happened during this game. So let's get to it. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video because I have an exciting announcement about how we're going to celebrate 20,000 subscribers. Mais, il faut commencer avec quelque chose. C'est la formation de départ. Our starting lineup. Nos attaquants, our forwards. Caulfield, Suzuki, Bolduc, Slavkovsky, Kapanen, Demidov, Texier, Evans, Anderson, Valeno, Beck, Gallagher. Nos défenseurs, our defensemen. Struble, Dobson, Hudson, Carrier, Xhekaj, Engstrom. Yeah, so Mike Matheson is out tonight. They had to get creative. These lines were all over the place. I will say that Struble got a little bit of extra time out there. Xhekaj and Engstrom, they got a little bit of extra time too, actually, I think. No Gardien, our goalies. Fowler is starting in net tonight. Dobesh backing him up because Samuel Montembeault is down in Laval on a conditioning stint. They can do that. I forget what the stipulations are, and right now I don't really feel like looking at it, but you can send a player down to your farm team as long as they've missed X amount of games or something to that effect, or haven't played an X amount of days. I think that's what it is. And Montembeault cleared that criteria. So let's talk about this game. It's kind of a not a low impact game. What's the word I'm looking for? A low event game. So I'll probably be able to get through this fairly quickly. They drop the puck in the first period. We see Cole Caulfield get a shot on net, but it's hauled down by Vladar. The start of the game, it was back and forth a little bit, but not a whole heck of a lot of shots and nothing that looked super, super dangerous. We see Slavkovsky take a little bump and decides to sit down. He seems upset with himself that he let himself get hit like this, but really it's a no big deal hit. Still, Demidov didn't like seeing his line mate get hit like that. So he goes to give Ristolainen a little shove and a little bit of lip. Ristolainen flops over like he's half a wuss. He draws a penalty. Demidov doesn't like that either. Proceeds to give him some grief, probably telling him how disgusted he is that he dove like that. So the Habs will go on the penalty kill. They made it look easy. They killed this off, no problem. Jake Evans was even feeling so froggy that he felt like taking out Mishkov in his own zone. So they kill that one off and they go back on the penalty kill. Carrier now gets his stick into the skates of Dvorak. That's going to be another 2 minutes and another strong kill. Doesn't seem like defense is going to be struggling like we thought, seeing Mike Matheson missing the night. So they have defense clicking. Can they get the offense clicking too?
Zone. Up the ice, Carrier. That Dvorak well, and Josh Anderson's got it. He lays it back. Evans across. Richard score! Texier!
They can. Texier makes it 1-0. Great pass play here on the rush. Third goal for Texier, and he's on a 4-game point streak. Texier is the best Habs player over the last few games. They're not even done celebrating the goal, and the Philadelphia Flyers are going to tie it up at 1.
Couturier back to tip it in. Centering feet. Oh, what a pass. And
Grundstrom. I don't even know who this guy is, but Philly answers right back. No one seems all too concerned on this play. They're set up with their guys. They're entering the zone properly. They're back, but you gotta tie up your guys a little bit better than this. And Anderson was tracking Grundstrom kind of, but gave him way too much space here. It's really frustrating. Fowler can't make the save. 1-1 tie game. And that's going to do it for the first. Locked at 1. The second period starts and Beck draws a penalty when Couturier holds his stick in the armpit. That's a classic move. So the Habs go on the power play, but not a very successful or dangerous looking power play. They're passing the puck around again and not moving their feet. This reminds me of how the power play felt not so long ago. I thought they were past this. Still in the second period, we see Texier get the second most dangerous shot of the game aside from his own other shot that resulted in a goal. And now here come the Flyers.
tracking in as well. Demidov lost it and a 2-on-1. Zegras cutting in, gets it back. Zegras score!
Zegras makes it 2-1. Demidov makes a bad decision, extending himself behind Carrier and then immediately turns the puck over. He basically pulled the prank on Carrier. This sends the Flyers on a 2-on-1 with Carrier stuck behind the play because Demidov extended himself too much, and they connect on the pass, makes it easy to get past Fowler. So that's disappointing. You don't like seeing Demidov make those mistakes, but he does turn over the puck quite a bit. And I think that if we're being true to ourselves here, we have to admit that some of those mistakes are what is resulting in him not getting as much time as he could. But this was a particularly bad game for Demidov. So yeah, I'm speaking a little bit too strong. He's just a kid. He's still learning. So it looks like we're going into the third period down by 1.
The go-ahead goal. He had the shootout winner back in November. Fowler in front, score! Tough turn.
Never mind. Less than a minute left. Fowler pranks the team. Bad communication behind the net. Obviously, very embarrassing. These things happen, but bad goal. You don't want these things to happen. So that's the end of the second period. 3-1 for the Flyers. That's okay. They used to come back in these games all the time, right? This is like, at one point, this is where they really like to have their opponents. The games you had to worry were when Montreal went up early because they would lose the lead and then they would go down by 1 and then either win or lose in overtime. Third period starts. First line, not really showing up offensively tonight. They're having to rely on the second line and the Texier line. I'm going to start calling it the Texier line. Now we see Philadelphia with almost 2 lines out on the ice, but somehow do not get called for too many men. The crowd is irate. This was a real head scratcher considering, Habs are down by quite a bit. Typically, what we've seen at least is that the officials will game manage to make things interesting, put the losing team on a power play to see if they can come back. Not here though. No. Anderson gives Zegras a little push from behind. Zegras falls apart like a crash test dummy. He has to make it back to the bench without his walker. So like I said, I'm going to start calling this the Texier line. They're putting on pressure late into the third period. And it's really, they're sustaining zone time. They're making it look like they're finally going to make the Flyers crack. But then Gallagher gets up high with his stick on Sealer. Martin St. Louis and Gallagher are blowing up at this. Like Gallagher's losing his top. But to me, this just looks like a regular old high stick. It looks like Martin St. Louis is saying that Sealer grabbed Gallagher's stick and hit himself with it. It's happening too fast. Even when they slow it down, I can't tell. I'm going to slow this down in editing. Tell me what you think. Now short-handed Kapanen gets Vladar up high underneath the mask, but above the chest protector. At least I think that's what happened. Youch. Fowler's going to be sitting here for a bit because the Habs are going to try to empty the net for some pressure in the offensive zones. Now 6-on-5, and I'm not even sure if they registered a shot over the course of like 2 minutes that they spent in the offensive zone here. But eventually, Konecny will find an empty net. Flyers are going to put the knife in because this is going to do it. Flyers win 4-1. Not an awful game now that I've recapped it and went over all the stuff. Basically a boring game bad game offensively, I guess, but sprinkle in 3 dumb moves and you have a game like this, right? So disappointing. It seems like they have 1 good game and 1 bad game, 1 good game, 1 not so good game. But these types of losses happen. I'm actually kind of impressed with how well they held it together defensively, other than the goals, because there were flubs that happened on the goals. Obviously the one by Fowler passing it to whoever it was, but the turnover by Demidov as well, that can't happen. Silver lining was Texier. He looks very confident out there. How many shots did he put on net? I wouldn't be surprised if he had 5 shots. He was by far their best player, and he's putting together quite a run. He only registered 3 shots, but still pretty darn good. Yeah, a night that you wish the mistakes weren't made, but also a night that you wish the offensive attempts made more sense. And why isn't the first line producing? I know they got Bolduc on that first line and they were playing at home tonight, so obviously he wasn't going to score a goal, but why can't Caulfield or Suzuki score a goal? They need to be producing like every single night. Arbor Xhekaj was pretty good tonight. He chipped in on the offensive zone as well. Struble got, I think, his record for time on ice. I just think that they did a pretty good job considering Matheson was out. I mean, the injuries. It's just another season with injuries that are impeding their success. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. That's going to do it for me, guys. But I'm going to end it right there because it's 12:30. I do still have to edit this video. I am going to do a live stream. I really want you guys to attend. As long as we hit 20,000 viewers tonight, I hope that it happens. Tomorrow we will stream live, and I have quite a docket put together. We're going to do some fun stuff. So I'd really appreciate if you could be there. If you can't be there, I understand. I'm going to try to hit it around 8 p.m. Eastern. I think that's a good time, right? That's when the games are usually. So I've set up a wheel even. I've set up an introduction, an outro. Yeah, I tried to make it like a little bit of a live show. So if you can make it, yeah, I'd love to see you there. That's going to do it for me, guys. You know what to do. Hit that like button. Helps me out with search results or something. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.